Welcome, all you Scorpios. It's sort of your season, isn't it? This is Lumination with your mid-month singles mini love and relationship report. Half November, half December, and that's you, Scorpio, okay? I'm going to invite you to stop, start, pause, however you want to do it, to get through the little video so that you can integrate these questions into the reading and kind of do your own reading for yourself too. You know, you don't have to take my word for it. Tarot Illumination is not a fortune teller. And we're just going to do it really quickly that way. And so no reversals, no flyers, no oracles, none of that. We're just going to keep it very simple and tell a story from the energy. We're not fortune telling or anything, okay? Remember, this is singles, so it's what if. We're talking about a lot of what if, and on the understanding that you're always radiating the energy of relationship anyway, whether you like it or know it or not. And in so doing, because of the laws of attraction, you're attracting or not, whatever. So it's also that we understand that there's you, the other, and the relationship itself, which has an identity of its own. In the big relationship readings that we do for like more chosen couples, we talk about the crucible, okay? But it's still the same structure, you, other, and the relationship, okay? So we are well shuffled, and we're just going to cut, and then we're going to read, okay? Thank you very much. All right, let's go. Let's go for it. All right, Scorpio, here we go. I hope you're really enjoying and making the best of this Jupiter and Scorpio season. I had a lot of Scorpio people write in saying that this is it's a little bit over the top. It's understandable. Anyway, this is you. This would be the other. This would be the relationship itself, and this would be the prospects. Over here, we're going to look at the circumstantial energy. Let's just call it the weather. You're going to make the best of it. The weather's not going to own you, just like regular weather. If it's really yucky weather, you're going to make the best of it anyway, okay? What have we got going on here? Okay, let's just say that with the Seven of Pentacles here, it's the energy of evaluation. Okay, we could say, oh, everything's supposed to be so wonderful because of Jupiter and Scorpio. That's great. But it's so much about the energy of expansion, and expansion going into the depths of the depths. It could really make you want to pause and take a full, closer, deeper, slower, much more gentle look at what is actually going on in your world around you. And take your cues from the surroundings. That if the surroundings are indicating, dear Scorpio, take your time. Take your time. Take a good assessment and evaluation of what's going on here. Don't rush any kind of decisions, okay? We are harvesting seeds that were planted long ago, and we are doing the trimming and the pruning and the tucking and the gardening now, okay? To continue the process. All relationships require maintenance. Look at you, little Four of Cups. So you might be pondering things about the past, things about the future, things about the present. Like, well, what if this or what if that? Or dang, if only I'd done this, if only that, if only that. And have I messed up? What's going to go wrong down the road? Have I ruined my chances for this or whoever it might be? And what happens is, of course, you get sucked up in your own melodrama, so to speak. And that doesn't really help anybody. Of course, you have a right to ponder your situation, evaluate the situation, take a really close look about what's going on. But it looks like you're getting a little bit, stuck in the mud here with this. And with always, I feel like with the little Four of Cups, it's a really, really stark reminder to realign with the attitude of gratitude as opposed to circumstantial energy. If things aren't exactly amazingly perfect the way you always thought they should be or would be or could be, well, think of it as a work in progress. We're always, always a work in progress. And you do have so much around you. Look, you have this little Ace of Cups. It's sitting right there. It's right there for you. It's just you're all focused on this. It's not a big deal. It's not a problem. It's just that you're not it's almost like you're missing the point of the situation. Uh, I don't want to, tell you what to do or how to make your decisions. It's just that by simply like realigning and realizing, oh my gosh, we're in love all the time. We're swimming in it. We're made of it. All we have to do is be loving and be loved. But it's so easy to forget. It's so easy. That's the problem. And we get immersed in the stories and in the all our war stories and what everything that went wrong and worries about the future that we forget the present and how to love in the present. So, yeah, it's okay to evaluate. It's okay to understand and take a really deep, close look at what might need maintenance inside of yourself. Where do you need to pay attention? Where do you need to do work inside of yourself in order to improve your chances, with with having a good mate? Let's have a look at the other over here. Who would you be attracting? Okay, well, somebody obviously digs you. So there's somebody out there who obviously sees you as a golden opportunity, who sees you as very valuable to them in their life, in their world. Now, they may not be here in your physical presence right now. Remember, this is a little singles reading, so this is all what if. It's a huge question mark. But it might just be that there is a significant out there who understands you, who understands that you, Scorpio, are you're just. It sounds so cliched, but you're very deep. You run very, very deep, very still waters, very dark, still waters that are sometimes extremely hard for other people to understand. And that can be very isolating and lonely for Scorpios because you deserve and want intimacy and connection at the deepest, most profound levels. But that can scare a lot of people away. So it could make you feel as though like you missed out because no one ever had the nerve to come close enough. Or you never had the nerve to come allow someone to get close enough to you because it felt too threatening. But there's something going on here, Scorpio. There's an indication that you might be attracting someone who actually sees through all this, who sees through the depths, into the shadows, into the darkness, and understands the true value of you and who you are and what you really, really have to offer. They feel this as a golden opportunity for themselves because my feeling here is that they are sensing that they have struck gold with you. Even though you might be wrapped up in woe is me, my feeling is that you are highly valued, okay? And they see this as a golden opportunity. This might be what you are attracting. Of course, it's very fragile. These aces, these energies of sacred opportunity are very, very fragile. It could be so easy to lose this by just getting so wrapped up in woe is me and forgetting that in some ways this Ace of Pentacles is relating directly to this little Ace of Cups, okay? And that's the attraction here. It's very, very deep mutual attraction, all right? Now, let's have a look at the relationship itself, the dynamic core. Wow. It's almost like what I'm feeling here, Scorpio, I had to call it out because I felt this. I felt it's something to do with past life relationship. It might be that life and the world as you know it, as you have known it up till now, perhaps something to do with this huge Jupiter and Scorpio transit that just began. It's like there's a 12-year chapter that is now officially done. It's over. And you're starting again. And perhaps you're doing like, how they do action replays on sports and stuff. You're going through all the moves where you messed up. Oh man, I could have done this. Oh, if only I'd done that. Oh, I see how I messed that up. But that's good. That's you appraising, doing what you have to do, figuring out exactly what kind of weeding, what kind of tucking, what kind of pruning, what type of fertilizing, how much watering to do. So that's very, very healthy in some ways, to figure out what to do and how to do it in the context of a relationship. But it's only understanding that huge chapter is over and a whole new chapter is unfolding simultaneously. The end is happening just as the beginning is happening, okay? So that could be very, very fortuitous for you, Scorpio. Let's just say this is, let's say this is coming in like so. And because this is very, very new energy, okay? So you might not really fully grasp it or understand it yet. However, someone else might do that because you might have all the ingredients that they love. And so they might feel that they are part of this new beginning that's unfolding as your ending is completing, okay? So where does that take you in terms of momentum? Okay, so my feeling, because this is your reading for you, Scorpio, my feeling is that it kind of puts you on the spot a little bit. It leaves you, um, with the seven here, it's very much about courage, very, very, very much about courage and, let's say, standing up for your honor, your dignity, yourself. Even with all of your flaws, you know, Scorpio, you can be extremely aware of like the shadow aspects of life and can be very, very, very hard on yourself, like punishing yourself for the things that you didn't do or couldn't do or wouldn't do or you didn't live up to. And and then it becomes kind of, you emphasize that energy so much, comes back at you and you can tell the world, well, I told you so. That doesn't help anybody. But in this situation, it feels like if there's a potential relationship that shows up like this, Scorpio, for you, and you attract this significant other who really, really loves you, and it's evident, it isn't just, flowers and poetry and everything. It's just like, this is the real deal. It's tangible. You can feel it in your body. You can feel it in your heart. It's when you can hold someone in your arms and you know that's the real deal. It isn't like it's not a relationship based on, let's say, what can I get out of you or what are you trying to get out of me? Uh, you know, are we trying to fit in with society or what our, beliefs told us? This is just pure value. This is just someone who can possibly come into your world who really just totally digs you and values you, even with all of your flaws, even with your weaknesses, your frailties, on the understanding that there's a big chunk of your life that's over, but it's a big chunk that's starting all over for them because this includes them. So it's a new beginning for them and it's a new beginning for the relationship. So it's a chance for a whole new start. But it does put you, my feeling is that it puts both parties in a position where they have to be very courageous because it's such a shift, it's such a change in energy, going from where you were to where you're going. You're at that transition point. That's what I feel right now because we're right there at that Scorpio transition point. And like there's nowhere to hide with all this Scorpio energy hanging around right now, especially with the Taurus full moon and then the Scorpio new moon and then Jupiter in Scorpio. I think it's Venus and then um, whatever Mercury. But it's a lot of Scorpio energy right now, and there's nowhere to hide. But it's okay. So the idea is to make the best of it. And let's just say that this arrives or you start to get a glimpse of it. Just please, attitude of gratitude, be grateful and understand how much you are loved, Scorpio, by another. They may not be there yet, and it might not be the way that you had ever thought of or planned before, but this is very substantial and very real because they see it and they feel it in themselves. So that's good for you. It's good for the new beginning, even though it could really, really, let's say, challenge you. This new relationship that could happen to you, that could unfold for you, could challenge you in ways that where you are literally like uh, the very, very best is brought out in you, but it also it's a challenge because you're having to like it's almost like starting life all over again, you know, even though you might have been around the block already. But that's okay, Scorpio. You're very, very good at transformation, where everything just falls away and just dies away, and then you resurge again from the ashes. That's normal for you. So this should not freak you out at all, Scorpio. This should be just beautiful for you. Okay, so I'm happy for you, and I wish you all the best. Do all your cross watching and everything. You know how to do that, sun, moon, and rising. Or even for the others, if you've got your eyes on somebody, do the same thing for them. I know you guys do that stuff because you write in and you tell me. And then stop, start, pause as you need to. Integrate the questions into here and reinterpret however you want. Okay, thank you, Scorpio. Bye-bye. All the best.